So, watching what's going on in the business news right now, it's pretty predictable, in particular to the FTX exchange where there's Bitcoin. That is, the FTX exchange went bankrupt, and there's a sort of saga that the reason why it went bankrupt is that there was lots of corruption and poor financial accounting. All of this was really, really predictable. Anybody that would sort of follow any of this kind of stuff would expect that to happen. Now, here's the thing. The prediction is that you can't predict which company it's going to be, um, but you can certainly predict that something like that is going to happen when money is really, 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 really loose. And, there is um, a lot of people just really greedy at the end of the day. It's not necessarily like greedy in the sense of, yeah, it is greedy actually, where people are just trying to dump money into something because they think that they can make a quick buck in the short term. Um, and you got to realize that the quick buck in the short term doesn't amount to anything. And so the whole cryptocurrency exchange thing, it is, I don't trust it because there is a lot of, corruption and sort of new things that are happening with that. So lots of people are going to get really, really hurt um, along the road of doing this, right? So that the FTX exchange was number two or number three largest um, cryptocurrency exchange. I certainly am going to expect probably another significant event like this happening where we would see something. And the reason is that people are people and they try to exploit the situation, and they don't know what they're doing, and kind of all the basic sort of people stuff. um, and as an investor, you should be pretty wise to that, and you should be thinking about the fact that something like that could possibly happen, right? And once you realize that something like that could possibly happen, you're going to diversify and make sure that you're not accountable to any things like that. So I would never, invest in anything that just seems really novel and kind of dicey like that. And I would just sort of pursue things that are pretty ordinary and pretty plain. And in fact, my advice on this channel anyways is just like index funds and mutual funds that are normal, that lots of people have seen before. There's nothing like exciting about any of those kind of things. And the reason is that if a cryptocurrency exchange became a significant thing, they would be publicly traded in the market anyways, right? Like if it was a good, well-established company, it would be traded in the market anyways, right? And they would have to abide by accounting rules and all of the sort of protocols that are sort of normal that we might see that prevent things from like this happening. So as long as these kind of incidents, as long as we have um, basically organizations and individuals that try to escape um, regulators and doing the right thing, one would expect in a market like that, there's going to be shady people and doing shady things. And that's just human behavior. It's not necessarily that, it drives shady behavior. It's just that, humans are humans. And if you get a population of 10,000 humans put together, there's going to be 5, 10, 20 of those people that are going to do shady things. And you don't know who those people are. You don't know when it's going to happen. They're not easily to identify. I mean, if you look at all of the cases of these kind of individuals, they're pretty spectacular, right? Like this guy that was running it, I don't know the guy's name. I forget the guy's name. He's like a physics major from MIT. The person that ran Theranos was, just prestigious so and so with all these contacts. The Theranos was um, a now defunct startup that was created for a medical device sort of thing. I don't want to get into that. It's a long story. But, like all of that is that you can identify those people. And people do dicey things, and you just should expect that to happen. You can't trust people in any sort of way. People are exploitive. They're not nice, right? And some people, here's the sort of rub, is that um, you know, you can identify people that are not nice sometimes, but there's lots of people that will sort of project that, they're nice people and sort of well intentioned, and then they're not. And then the other thing is that sometimes people stumble into situations where they become not so nice and they do not so nice things. So I just want you to be well aware of when you are investing, like, don't get sort of caught up in any of this kind of stuff, right? Anytime you sort of feel that, like, oh my God, I got to do this and I got to invest in this and do all this, that is a sure sign that something bad is going to happen to you. It should be a slow, steady trot towards something where you see progress being made. It's boring. It's really straightforward. It's like, imagine the equivalent is, in terms of investing, imagine you're in school, um, and you are just doing homework all the time. And you do homework and you start off with investing, you do homework, in kindergarten, then you do homework and work on things in first grade, second grade, and then, you build yourself up. And by the time that you've been doing this for 15 years, you kind of have a good understanding of how the world works. And that's what you should expect with sort of investing. It's a slow, tedious, boring, nothing is exploding, anything like that. And, nobody's getting rich quickly. I mean, my my kindergartner, well, he's grown up a lot more now, but man, he could not, there's no way that in kindergarten he would have been able to, like, understand calculus, right? Like, why should you assume the same thing with financial stuff? So just don't expect it, and just know it's going to be this long, slow grind over time. All right, take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.